So, Namaste, Masters. Today, let us continue with our book reading. Uh, Let me share the screen first, share the book. Okay. Is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am. It's visible.
Okay. Yeah. So, today, Masters, we will start with meditational experiences. I'll start reading straight away. So please relax yourself and sit comfortably. It is again and again commonly asked, why should we resort to meditation? What do we stand to gain? In reply, it can only be repeated that meditation has wonderful payoffs at various levels. At physical level, it drives away dis-ease and gives us health, ease. At the mental level, it banishes tiresomeness and brings in a vivacity and a freshness. At the intellectual level, more and more clarity in all we think and feel is the result. However, it is at the spiritual level that the highest payoffs are obtained. Meditation should primarily be resorted to have spiritual experiences. Things of the mundane are left far behind, and we have other world, other dimensional experiences. Such experiences are revealing, ennobling, and enlightening, and give meaning, purpose, and zest to our lives. The end result is we become knowers and seers. So, mostly people are not very sure what is meditation. Since we are uh, in a meditation group, so we understand a little bit better. Spiritual experiences means we come to know about and we experiences things which we normally don't do in the day-to-day life, because these are things which many times are not even visible to us. So that is why meditation is very helpful to us. That's why it is said that we become knowers and seers. We come to know about things which we normally don't know, and as we progress, we even begin to see things which we are not able to see with the normal eyes, because our inner faculties, like what we call as extrasensory perceptions, these will develop, like clairvoyance, clairaudience. That's how we will be able to come to know things which we normally don't come to know. Then Shruti and Smriti, coming back to the text now. Shruti is differentiated as differentiated from Smriti is what is heard or what is revealed. Shruti is what we hear when our normal thinking faculty is totally shut down, as in the case of meditation, trance, vivid dreams, or in rare states of extreme stress. At such times, we tune into different dimensions other than our normal waking one, and we receive messages from our overself or from other persons. Such information or data is called Veda or knowledge. Only Shruti is considered as valid proof. Smriti, on the other hand, is the result of our normal contemplative thinking faculties. Smriti enlarges our understanding of this dimension, whereas Shruti brings to us knowledge of other dimensions. Shruti also gives to us knowledge of the true state of this dimension as seen and explained from greater reality. Rishis or seers are wedded to Shruti, while philosophers and scientists are wedded to Smriti. Smriti is the use of this mind, while Shruti is the use of other mind. We can say other mind or higher mind. So, Shruti is not something that we can come through know with our normal mind. It is beyond the mind, actually. Other dimensions also, I think now we all are beginning to understand. What we see with our physical eyes, that's not the only reality. We know about the aura. So, this is the energy field around us. So, each body in the aura, emotional body, mental body, causal body, each of these can also be called a different dimension. And there are many, many dimensions like this. That is what they are referring to. All of this we will only come to know as we develop further spiritually while meditating. Some examples of Shruti. Following are some of the meditational experiences of a few members of the Kurnool Spiritual Society, recorded immediately after the respective meditation sessions. The telepathic questions, answers, and actual astral travel experiences are recorded verbatim and presented as such. For detailed and more information as to their other experiences, okay, we can skip this part. It is not for us just now. So, telepathy, in case people have not heard about that, it is when we can hear messages through our inner ear. So, from masters who are not present with us physically, we receive such messages. That is called telepathy. And astral travel is when our astral body separates out from the physical body and then it can travel through other dimensions. When we have dreams, actually, many a times that is actually astral travel, whether we know it or not. Every night, almost all of us are having astral travel experiences. It's just that we are not aware of it. Okay, so now we can move to the next page. These are some of the messages which some people have received. Mr. N.G. Shauri, he is the one who has obtained some of the answers for his questions from his over self or higher self. So we'll just look at a few questions and answers. The first question is, what is meditation? Meditation is just going into other dimensions. It is entering into a different consciousness, a different vibration. So, our emotional body, ev- everything is energy actually. Physical body is also energy of a certain vibration. It's of a low vibration. That's why it looks and feels solid. Emotional body, emotions are also energy of a different range of vibration, different frequencies. Mental body is also energy, even more fine and subtle energies, different range of frequencies. So, when we are in meditation, we can experience these different dimensions deeply. Even beyond that, we can experience. That's what they mean. So, what is life? Life is living, living every moment. When you are happy, be in happiness. When you are sorrowful, be in sorrow. Do not try to escape, just be in that state. To be in that state is living. So, just accepting everything, allowing it to be as it is, just remaining like a witness as much as possible. That is the right way of living. What is sorrow and what is happiness? There is neither sorrow nor happiness. It is only interaction of forces in nature. When you get, you will be happy, and when you lose, you will be sorry. Be a witness to overcome these states. The next page now. What is death? Death is a transformation of consciousness to other dimensions, that is, from the limited to the unlimited. This consciousness is limited by space, time, and senses. They are referring to the five senses of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, feeling. Although you go into the unlimited, that is, after death, you will still be limited by what you have learned in this life. So, the body, due to the physical body, we experience a lot of limitations. But once the physical body drops, that is when uh, we are in our energy body. And so, this feels very much more unlimited. But still, even that body will be surrounded by some of the energies we still carry with us, like emotional energies, mental energies, which we still carry with us. This still will be there around the soul. That's also a kind of limitation. Your experience of the unlimited depends upon your choice. Temporarily, you are constantly going into other dimensions, that is, in thinking, in dreams, and in meditation. However, because of the physical body, you come back again. Once you die, that is, vacate the body permanently, however, you will be free. So, what we are doing in meditation actually is we are becoming aware of whatever we are holding on to mentally or emotionally. And we are understanding that this is not useful to us. And so we consciously let go of it. So when we let go of unnecessary emotions and thoughts, since that is an energy, it starts flowing. Energy is supposed to flow, it's not supposed to stop there and become stagnant. When it does, that is what we call as like some emotional, mental baggage, which we carry forward to the next life. That is what we shouldn't do. When we let go more and more, then we become free. The following, yeah, there are some more questions and answers here. What are heaven and hell? Heaven is freedom of choice. You ask, you get. Hell is a burden of limitation. You are burdened with a sense of sin, guilt, and ignorance. You are trapped and suffocated. You don't know how to choose. You have to free yourself from the limitation to reach heaven. Religion is also a burden of limitation. So, only with understanding, we realize that as a soul, we have come into this body just to have a wide variety of experiences. So, we should not hold on to anything, whether it's a good experience or a bad experience. Then we are free. And so, even while we are here, we kind of experience heaven because we are not burdened. When we hold on to too many things, then we feel burdened. And so, life feels like a hell. Yeah. So, and religion, they say, is also a burden because somehow through the years, a lot of misconceptions, misunderstandings have crept into the religion also. So that's why sometimes that also creates many limitations. So that's where we have to be alert and choose wisely how we wish to live. Okay, so let's go to the next page. The next question is, what is a dream? It is a state when subconsciousness comes to the surface and slips into eternal time. There is no past, present, or future. The experience begins to weave into symbol. The reason and logic of the wakeful state is thrown out of gear. The language of symbol takes hold. With willpower, one can direct the dream and understand the language. So, when we are asleep, we experience dreams, and here we see that it's not like uh, in this world, the way things are in an orderly fashion. In your dreams, anything is possible. It, there are no rules which are followed over there. And there is no sense of time, also, no past, present, future. So, in a way, whatever we are not able to handle or face in our daily life, that gets pushed into the subconscious. And we have to deal with it, whether consciously or unconsciously. Since consciously we are finding it difficult to deal with that, that goes into the subconscious. And that situation rises up in the dream state. Even at that level, actually, we are trying to find a solution to whatever we face in our daily life. That also happens at times. And so we may get some messages from the dream in a symbolic fashion that can give us a guidance. as to how to deal with our daily life situations. But that's something that we have to pay a lot of attention to, and try to analyze what is the message, the symbolic message we received in from the dream. Next one, what are alternate selves? Alternate selves are link antennas sending and receiving information. They do investigate similar kinds of information and work. They may not know each other, but they can understand each other when they come face to face. There may be innumerable alternate selves doing the same kind of spiritual work simultaneously. If one understands the concept of alternate selves, one can develop at a greater speed. What are Akashic records? Thoughts and feelings of each and every one are recorded like vibrations, just like the voice is recorded on the magnetic tape. How to find out? Only through meditation. During sleep, also, you can find it. You must ask specifically. What is nirvana? Nirvana is the soul merging in the infinite without losing its identity after death. An unenlightened soul after death feels suffocated in the unlimitedness. An enlightened soul after death merges in the unlimitedness without difficulty. The nirvanic experience can be attained in meditation also. So, when they refer to the infinite or unlimitedness, that is the the whole of the consciousness, the divine consciousness or the divine awareness, that's can be compared to the ocean, in an infinite ocean of energy and consciousness. And our soul is like one drop of that ocean water. So when nirvana happens, then this drop of water will merge with the ocean, but it will not lose its identity fully. It will be aware that I'm one with the ocean, but somehow still maintain a little bit of individuality as well. So if someone is unenlightened, they will feel very overwhelmed, when they, after death, when they move into the unlimitedness. That's why meditation is like a preparation so that we come to know about the ocean, the unlimitedness, the infinite, and we are experiencing that. We may not see it through the eyes, but we can feel those energies. So at the time of death, there will be no fear because we have already become familiar with the unlimited during meditation. So, with consciously, with awareness, with no fear, we can pass on to the other side beyond the physical body. Now, coming to the next page, what is aura? Aura is the light emitted by consciousness. The colors of the aura change according to the level of consciousness, body consciousness, or physical consciousness, and spiritual consciousness. The color changes and expands as the consciousness and thoughts change. An enlightened soul can retain the spiritual consciousness all the time, and the change of color in the aura will not fluctuate much. So nowadays there are machines developed, which can even give you a photograph of your aura. We can come to know what are the colors in your aura, and through those photographs, you can even come to know if there's some problem area in you. The different colors will reveal so many things about us, our emotional state or mental state, or even the physical health. When the colors are very bright and beautiful, then you are healthy on all levels. If we see muddy, blackish, brownish colors, then that shows that there is some problem in that area. Then the next one, are there evil spirits, souls? Yes. People who have not evolved and who are possessed with passions like jealousy, hatred, etc., become earthbound after their death. They don't understand higher life. They try to do harm and play tricks with others. However, they cannot influence enlightened persons. They are quite helpless before them. Only unevolved persons and weaker minds are affected. So, what do they mean by enlightened persons? Enlightened means to be filled with light, and light is nothing but consciousness, the light of consciousness, the light of awareness. So, when we do meditation, we receive more and more energies, uh, light, and consciousness from the divine source, universal source. So, we are filling up body and aura with more and more light. So, enlightenment is not like just a one off process, it's done once and finished. It's not like that. We keep on filling continuously with more and more light, more and more light, that way. So, the more we meditate, the more we receive, and our aura keeps on expanding. Our light and consciousness continuously keeps on expanding. It's an ongoing process. So, the more light we have, the more our aura expands. Then that's a protection for us, actually. That means that we are rising to higher and higher frequencies. That is when any evil spirits or souls, they will not be able to harm us because they are of a lower vibration. So, something of lower vibration cannot be in the same place where there's a very high vibration, right? So, if there is light, obviously darkness cannot be there, something like that. So, the best protection for anything is fill yourself with more and more light by doing more meditation. Yeah. And that will make sure that you are maintaining yourself in high vibration, high frequency. How is the body affected by diseases? First, the astral body is affected by thought forms. Then the mind feels fear, confusion, and anxiety. The astral body may get some fearful and dreadful dreams. Then the body cells absorb it and the disease is caused. So it takes time to reach the physical body from the astral body. If you are aware of it, you can prevent it by expanding consciousness through meditation. Yeah, I think that's clear. Then coming to the next page. Before we continue, I think Neha, I seem to be taking quite a lot of time. Is it
No
okay?
problem. Yes, yes, it's absolutely fine, ma'am. We'll do a short meditation then.
Okay,
You can
so
continue
maybe we can
because,
consider
yeah.
this an open eyes meditation.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
shall we do
Because it is
that?
very interesting and it is very nice the way you are explaining. So please continue with this.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
okay, sure.
yes.
Okay, then how do things or events happen? First, they are formed in the astral. The mind of a person acts as an antenna. Each person receives it according to his or her nature. As it enters the mind, it grows into an idea. Gradually, the idea becomes an actuality. So, for this, I'll give an example that will make it easier to understand. For example, you know, before the aeroplane was created, the Wright brothers were really very keen, we should develop some machine so that we can fly. So they kept thinking and thinking and thinking about it. How can we do it? How can we build it, etc. So, first, those ideas are growing in their mind. Then they, built many prototypes and kept experimenting. And it would fail. From that, they learned something. They tried to improve on something. So that went on. And then finally, they managed to uh, build an aeroplane which could actually fly. So that's what it means here. How do things or events happen? It first starts as an idea in the mind, and then we work on it, and then it gets manifested. It becomes a reality. That's how everything works, actually. So that's why we should be so aware of what thoughts we are thinking. Unknowingly, if we are thinking negative thoughts continuously, then that's sure to manifest. So that's why we should be careful. How to expand consciousness? First, remove religious and scientific beliefs and change your attitudes about life and its problems. Then be aware of wakeful and dream states. Finally, change the frequency through meditation and try to contact other dimensions. So, somehow along the way, many false beliefs have got mixed up with the truth in religion also. So, we have to be careful and try to examine everything and find out, is this some false belief which has got mixed up, or is there some truth in this? Scientific beliefs are also the same. A lot of fiction and false beliefs have got mixed up in science also for various reasons. So that's why we have to become more conscious and aware ourselves and try to find out what is the truth and what is not. And when we do meditation regularly, our energy keeps on rising to a higher and higher frequency, higher and higher vibration. Due to this, our mental capacity, our capacity to understand will increase, and our clarity also increases. So, this helps us in finding out what is the truth, what is false, and what is true, etc. Then the next one. Now, some examples of Shruti by T. Satyanarayana. And he received these answers from his guide, Sri Nityananda. What is the use of astral travel? It is a fount of knowledge. You can see nature's beauty, seen and unseen, and nature's creation. It will go a long way to help you in your meditation. So, in astral travel, what happens is there is no limitation. So, in your astral body, you can travel all around the world. You can see so many places and things around the world. And you can also travel to other planets, to the sun, beyond the solar system as well. So, many rishis have done that. It's not unusual at all. That's how they were able to write so many things in all the literature which we have from the past. They knew all sorts of things which only after many, many years scientists have discovered those things. So, so there's a lot of benefit if we are able to learn astral travel. Even the fear of death will disappear because you're leaving your body, traveling somewhere, then again entering into the body. So you become so familiar with that. And at the time of death of the physical body, you are already very comfortable with it. So you will not feel any fear. Can we go long distances by astral travel? Why? We can travel like an ant or soar like a plane. We can travel at the speed of light or at the speed of thought. Why should we listen to others' experiences? You should listen to others' experiences as it is knowledge. What is meditation? Meditation is like oil burnt in the cup of the body for kindling the light of consciousness. You should always keep the cup full as long as your physical body exists. Okay, next we are going to the next page. Is it necessary that meditators should observe celibacy? It is not necessary for householders to observe celibacy. However, they should not have illegal or illegitimate contacts. So, we are all householders. So, it's perfectly all right to have a normal relationship between husband and wife. That's a natural part of life. So, that's fine. However, we should not have some illegal or illegitimate contacts, no affairs, etc. Because when we have this physical relationship with somebody, very strong bonds are formed between the two souls. So, if it is some affair with someone, then very strong cords are formed uh, by which a lot of karma is created. So you'll end up carrying a lot of baggage, and it becomes very difficult to clear this baggage in your future lifetimes. Yeah, so that's why honesty is very much required here if you don't want to carry forward a lot of unnecessary baggage. Then next one, what is levitation? Truncation of magnetic attraction of Earth by concentrating on the inner consciousness. So the magnetic power of Earth is a pulling force. It holds us down to the Earth. So truncating that or cutting that by concentrating on the inner consciousness, a person is able to levitate, or they can just, the full body can float above the ground. So there are many monks who are able to do such things. One should be on the right path of meditation, that is, love of others and avoiding unnecessary killing. In levitation, you cannot go beyond the lunar. I think that means that we can levitate, but we cannot go beyond the moon. Then on Buddha Purnima day, Lord Buddha appeared and the following discussion took place. What is knowledge? Knowledge is knowing thyself through self evolution by means of meditation. So, normally before meditation, people think that we are just this physical body, whatever we can see with these eyes. It's only when they try to get more knowledge through meditation and through reading a lot of books or by listening to the talks of masters, etc. Only then we come to know that we have so many bodies. At the energy level, there are many, many more bodies. By that, it makes a very big difference to the way we live our daily life. What is death? Death is not a phenomenon, it is a change of place from the present to the future. What is sleep? Sleep is nature's kindly agent to be used frugally. Okay, so they are recommending to sleep less. The way we can sleep less is by meditating more. The reason why we sleep is in order to recover. Um, we are normally exhausted by the end of the day. So, to refresh ourselves, we sleep because we believe that when the body is in deep sleep, then we receive a lot of energy and the body can rejuvenate itself. But now we have understood through meditation that we receive much, much, much more energy, maybe 10 times, 20 times more energy, prana shakti, during meditation, much more than we can ever receive in a deep sleep state. That is why we can reduce our sleeping time and meditate more because we are going to receive more energy this way. If we do it regularly, we can see the difference that we really feel more energetic and less sleep is required for those who meditate regularly. What is your message? Let all human beings be united in the search for self realization and let there be peace on earth. During meditation, uh, okay, let's stop there. Then we go to the next, yeah, skip a page and go forward. Now here we are coming to a person called Gnana Prakash and his experience at Mantralayam. Early in the morning at 4 a.m., I sat for meditation in the premises of the Raghavendra Swami temple. I went inside the temple astrally and saw Raghavendra Swami meditating. As I reached him, he opened his eyes. The eyes looked like two bright globe like balls. I stared into his rotating eyes for some time. but could not see into the eyes for a longer time. I put questions and he answered as follows. What are the theories of Dvaita, Advaita, and Vishishtadvaita? How are these evolved? Which is correct? God is nothing but power and energy. A man sits in meditation and expands his consciousness and mingles with outside energy and thinks that he and God are the same. So Jivatma and Paramatma are same. This is Advaita. So God is that infinite ocean of energy which is outside us as well as inside us. So in that sense, if God is infinite, we are actually inside God itself. How can we be separate, isn't it? If we are separate, then God is no longer infinite. So that's what we should understand. God is infinite, and so we are inside that infinity. When we realize that, then our energy, which were thinking that it's separate, we realize that it's actually one and the same with the divine energy. That is what this is. Jivatma and Paramatma are same. When a person identifies himself as one energy and sees another greater energy outside, he thinks that he and God are different. So Jivatma and Paramatma are different. This is Dvaita. When a person identifies himself as one energy and perceives the greater energy, God, existing side by side, parallelly, and thinks that he and God are existing parallelly, it is Vishishta Dvaita. But all are correct. It is only a difference of perception. Yeah. So, for this, maybe one example will help us to understand. Suppose we take uh, some organ in the body. We can, some cells are there in the body. Each cell, if we give it a name, then each cell will think I am different from the other cell. Then a group of cells, when we look at it together, then it looks like one organ. And when all the organs and all the parts of the body are put together and we look at the body as a whole, then it looks like one, you know. So that's how it is. There's a difference or a separate identity as well as unity at one and the same time. So if we say is the organ different, is lung different from the stomach, is stomach different from the liver, then yeah, that's correct. Or if we say is a muscle cell different from a skin cell or from a blood cell, then yeah, it's different. But when we look at the body as a whole, then it's all one body. So it's something like that. So the whole body is like God, and something like that we can compare. Then you will understand what is Dvaita, Advaita, and Vishishta Dvaita. So next we come to the next page, which is better, vegetarianism or non-vegetarianism. Vegetarian food sharpens the brain. Non-veg food makes the brain blunt. So why does it sharpen the brain? Vegetarian food has more of prana shakti. It's the first creation from the five elements, the five energies, or the pancha prana, we say, right? Panchabhuta, we say, all the elements, earth, fire, water, air, all of this. When all of this combines, the first material creation is the vegetation, plants. So it's full of prana shakti. And animals eat the plants. So they are called the secondary source of food for us. So they use up some of the prana shakti for themselves, for their own body. So we should not get confused with calories and prana shakti. Uh, Calories is not giving you any idea of how much prana shakti is there in it. So non-veg food has much lesser prana shakti, and those animals' emotions also will be mixed up in it. The fear of death will be there uh, in those animals. So when we eat that food, we have to process not only our own emotions and thoughts, we have to process even the energy from those animals. So we have to work so much more harder to purify ourselves. So that is why it makes the brain blunt. It doesn't get enough pranashakti. Calories are there, but that's meaningless. Actually, we should not look at that. We should look at which food is going to give us the maximum pranashakti. And when we meditate, we receive so much of pranashakti that we will not even need to eat that much of food. We just receive it directly as energy. No need to digest the food and then receive the energy. Why do people have problems in life? Man is creating his own reality. With his ignorance and lack of knowledge, he creates problems and confusion in his life. Yeah. So I think that's enough like for today. We covered everything, I think.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. You've explained it so nicely, and I want to just keep going with this. I mean, the way you are explaining today. And I realized that I have given you quite a lot of pages to read. So, but I think it was perfect that you could explain everything. So, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you all so much. I'm happy you enjoyed the session. So
Yes.
we can just it's good actually that
Mhm.
we understood so many things about meditation and how it helps us.
Yes.
So I think that will help all of us to get more interested
Yes,
in
definitely.
joining more regularly when we
Yes.
actually do anapanasati meditation.
Then
Yeah.
we'll experience these things which are written in books. We'll experience it more.
Yeah.
Yes. So, shall we do a short meditation and then we can open the chat for questions
Yeah.
and all? We'll do a
We can
15
just,
minute, 15
uh,
minute window,
about 10
and
minutes or so, we can
yeah,
do
yeah,
some meditation.
I'll, yeah,
Okay.
I'll
Thank you,
just put on
Sonali.
Patriji's music and
Maybe you can just play some music
yeah,
because
just music
we
only.
don't have time for
Right.
his meditation, is
Guidance.
it?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, any nice music will be fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll check. Everybody, I think you can tell the instructions, ma'am. I'll just put on the music till then.
Yeah. Okay, masters, slowly you can come out of the meditation.